Hello everybody, welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 with another Group A rally build. Since I kind of feel bad for the Lotus Exige in that it can definitely go a lot faster, but it was the first car I run, so I didn't quite have the same experience that I do now. And, there's definitely a lot more pace to unlock in it. I wanted to run another Lotus, the brand new Lotus Emira. Crazy that this came to Forza in a car pack, and I saw one for the first time, saw two actually, for the first time in person within 72 hours of each other. Now this is going to be a little tricky. You can see how high up in the class we are in. That's the bad thing. The good news is we have a lot of engines to try and make up for that, so we're going to put on the mandatory parts first, like the absolutely essential ones, like the suspension and the aero kit, just absolute handling maximum stuffs. And then we're going to go swap the engine, because as great as this is, that is a fantastic supercharged V6. We're going to need something else. I'm tempted. I think I might own... No, I gotta go over that. That's the lightest one. That's the Mercedes AMG engine, which is a nice touch, by the way, Forza. Very nice touch. To, have the slower version, because that engine is actually an optional extra from the factory. So, it's nice to see that actually in Forza. We're gonna want the roll cage. It's a little heavier, but I think it's gonna help us out in the long run. I can actually fit that on somehow. I can also fit that on, and then I can go to you. I can't quite get it below 3,000 pounds, but I'll tell you what, 30-30 ain't bad. Yeah, so that's the best we can get. 388 horsepower, 350 torque, 3,000 pounds on the dot. It's not a bad handling build, it's a pretty good handling build in theory. It's a lot heavier than the Lotus, though, the other Lotus, so we'll have to see how it fares. The final internal combustion powered Lotus is going to have to be the target time set by the Honda CRX Mugen at 2:42 dead. I don't know. This is similar to the Mugen in the sense of very lightweight, but it's not quite as lightweight as the Mugen, we'll put it that way. The Mugen is just ridiculous, but it also has twice the horsepower and is more modern, so maybe if I don't hit the grass like an idiot, it will be pretty good. We'll see though. That is not a promising start. Maybe it's just a bad vibe from the first lap, but it's really not stellar so far. We'll have to see if it is just my driving, because those were not a brilliant couple of corners. We'll leave it in third. It's not turning, Chief. I know it doesn't have huge tires, but I thought it would be a little turn. I could take that corner at 68 miles an hour in the other Lotus, and the Mugen for that matter. I can at least carry good speed around there. I mean, this is far better than the than the F150 from last time around, so there is at least that, but I am not seeing a whole lot of speed here. It might be a situation of it doesn't look very fast, but since it's so smooth and so consistent, it is fast. That remains to be seen. We won't know that in that case until we cross the finish line. But in terms of first impressions, it's not a great one. It's not a great one at all. It is nice and controllable, so there is that, but understeer is surprising. It doesn't carry as much corner speed as I thought, or certainly it doesn't feel to turn in as much as I thought, which again is surprising. I would have thought this would be a cornering master. I know it's a lot heavier, relatively speaking, than the other Lotus, the Exige, but this is supposed to replace the Exige / the Evora. And if it's not faster, I'll be surprised. If it's not faster than the F-150, I'll be just heartbroken, just devastated. But right now, it does not feel fast. I was wrong about the F-150. That was a death trap, but it was very quick if you could get a lap out of it, and I thought it was going to be awful. I mean, it was, but at least you could get a good time out of it. This, though, I'm hoping I'm wrong, again, because it's not fast in a straight line. It's about as fast as the F-150. In fact, it's slower. 4 miles. How is it even? We're going backwards here. We're going backwards. That's 240. Please don't be a Corvette. Please don't be a Corvette where you should be very fast and you're very controllable, you're just slow. I have a lot of work to do. I need to shave off about 4 seconds to get to the F-150. 4 seconds is a lot. For a run that didn't have any huge catastrophes, that's a lot of time. So we're gonna be brave. Very brave. Oh, that's good through there. 73 is actually pretty solid. Okay, okay. So maybe if we don't put wheels on the grass, it's not awful on the cornering. But, yeah, acceleration is lacking too. That was a thing that was apparent. I got distracted by the corner. I didn't even notice the acceleration was abysmal. But yeah, not great on the acceleration front. It doesn't really like that corner though. That long, to be fair, not many vehicles do, but I was thinking this thing would. Okay, so that was a better opening section. And it was a better, yeah, definitely better. It is carrying more speed, but it really doesn't feel it. So we might be in that situation where it is fast once you figure out how to drive it properly. It's just that it doesn't feel fast because it accelerates rather slowly. And it has a very dull noise, which does not help the acceleration. Because that AMG engines these days aren't very exciting anyway, and the 4-cylinder is just nothing. We don't really want first. I was trying first, maybe get some better torque out of the hairpin, and yeah, I don't do that. Okay. Alright, so this is a smoother run. We haven't hit any walls. We carried more speed in the open. This is more in line with the actual performance of the vehicle, which is good. It is good, and I can push it once I got used to the handling. So you can see there, 103 over the jump is phenomenal. I do want first for this corner, because I am just so slow through it. Probably could have turned in a little earlier there. I was off a little. Good through there. That was, you don't want to go much faster than that. Brakes are fine. I wouldn't say they're anything crazy. They're about comparable to the F-150 brakes, so they're good in that sense. This is definitely a better time. Question is it a 242.7 or will I be crying? I really don't want to be crying. I will be devastated if this is slower than the F-150. I will be incredibly heartbroken. It's better. It's a 243. It's slower than the F-150 so far, and that was a clean run. 243.8. I mean, it's faster than the Cupra, which is on off-road racing tires. But, yeah, that's 1.1 seconds off. Not looking good for our hero. Okay, do or die, really. We did get a clean run in on our second attempt, so we got that banged in. At least we're gonna have a solid finishing run anyway, a run that I'm pleased with. Problem is, I don't really know how I'm going to improve it. That's the issue. I feel like I get bogged down on the launcher. If I could manually launch it with the handbrake, like it actually gave me time to launch it, I feel like I'll be a lot better. But right now, I'm just gonna push it like mad. Just try to accelerate as fast as possible at every corner, carry as much speed as possible, cut every corner as sharply as possible. Because, really, I don't know where else to get more speed. We can Okay, it's a little sketchy through there. I carried more speed, that is for sure. If it was fast or not, no clue. Because I sort of did an endo there for a bit, which is not what you want to be doing. Carry mega speed through there, 107 is phenomenal. Okay, we're closer, we're definitely closer. We just need to be as smooth as possible through here. I feel like this is definitely on for a better run. If we stay consistent, I think this will be improved. It's gonna have to be a miracle. 1.1 seconds to the F-150 is a lot. But we're gonna give it a fair shot. Again, a brilliant exit through there. Okay. I'm really pushing her now. Little tight on that. It's not really a hairpin, that really sharp corner. And it kind of is a hairpin, it's just a very open hairpin, I guess. But, you know what, I carried mega speed. We are actually ahead. We're ahead of the, the target. I'm not going to say ahead for long because that wasn't a great exit. You can tell how hard I am pushing. It is bouncing around like a maniac. It is sliding around. It's getting a little bit of airtime. It's clipping the walls. I mean, I am driving the spots off of this car. In some cases, too hard like that. Arrgh! If I lose by like 100th of a second, I will know where I lost time. That corner right there. And the hairpin. The really sharp hairpin. The first gear one. If I lose to that F-150 because of that, I will know where I lost the time. We want third. It's the same time. It's the exact same time. I tried. I probably have gone a 2:43. I got 2:43.5, 2:43.2, but I was never gonna get below a 2:43. I was pushing like mad. And I had a great first 2/3. I only messed up 2 corners in that. I couldn't really ask for a much better run. I mean, I could, but given everything, that was pretty darn rapid. And I just buckled up the last 2 corners. And, yeah, disappointing. My day is ruined. It's faster than the Cupra, slower than the Brat, and everything else. It's 1 and a bit seconds off of the trophy truck, which is terrifying. It's just a better version of the Corvette C5. It's great to drive and not a little bit understeery, and it just doesn't have the overall pace. It's too compromised for the handling, but the handling isn't good enough to rival the other vehicles. So that's the issue. It's too compromised on acceleration because of the handling, but that handling isn't good enough to match the Mugen, to match the MR2, or even the Coronet. So, on that rather disappointing note, that'll be it for this episode of Forza Horizon 5. I'll be back with more.